What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So one of the biggest reveals we got during the reveal trailer for Pokemon Sword and Shield were the starters of these new games, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. The internet for the most part seems to really enjoy these new starters, but naturally many people like to wait until they know what the final evolutions of the starters look like and what their typings are before they make a final decision on who they will pick. However, I might be able to give you guys a little head start on that because I actually have a theory on what the final typings for each of the starters is going to be, and I actually think it's pretty solid. I'm essentially going to give you guys a mini theory on what I think will be the typings for each of the starters' final evolutions and why, and then at the end I'm going to wrap them all up together in a nice little bow just to make the ideas that much more believable. Without any further ado though, why don't we go ahead and get started by looking at my favorite boy of the Galar region, Sobble. Sobble's whole identity is that it's a timid, shy, emotionally unstable Pokemon, and emotion has been very closely tied to the Psychic type in the past, which is why I think Sobble will end up as a Water Psychic type. To give you an example, Mesprit and Kirlia, both Psychic types, are literally known as the Emotion Pokemon, and Kirlia's pre-evolution Ralts is known as the Feeling Pokemon, which is basically the same thing. We've seen Psychic be a secondary type to a starter before, but only once, and it was for Delphox, a Fire type, meaning it's never been done for the Water starter, making it just as likely as anything. Its concept could revolve around it gaining the ability to control its unstable emotions as it evolves, and upon reaching its final evolution, gains the Psychic type upon mastering that emotional control. This one clearly makes a lot of sense and could also kind of be a reason for explaining its ability to basically go invisible in the water as we see in the trailer, although that can just be attributed to its likely basis as a chameleon Pokemon as well. In general, I have a good gut feeling about this one though, and they always say to never doubt your gut, so this is the prediction I am going with for our boy Sobble. Moving on to Scorbunny, this Pokemon's possible final type is probably the most obvious of the bunch, and as much as I do not want this to happen for obvious reasons, I truly think the firefighting type is the most likely option at this point. A huge feature in favor of this that many people have already pointed out is that Scorbunny has a band-aid on its nose, which is a classic trope for tough, athletic, fighter-type characters in Japanese media, and we even see it in the Pokemon franchise itself with the fighting-type gym leader Maylene. People are also speculating that due to its agile nature and the fact that it has Score in its name, it could also be based on a football/soccer player or just an athlete in general, which is represented by no other type better than the fighting type. As a secondary option, since obviously no one wants another firefighting starter, Scorbunny could also become Fire Electric. It is rather agile and energetic as I mentioned earlier, and when you think about an energetic bunny, your mind probably would almost go immediately to the Energizer Bunny, which is obviously the mascot for a brand of batteries. Also, it might be a bit of a stretch, but the electric type could also tie into the whole athlete thing, because since we have seen that stadium battles are kind of a big thing in this region, its electric type could sort of be a representation of the electricity that an athlete would feel playing in front of a large crowd, or that a fan feels cheering on their favorite team from the stands. My one reservation about this though is that electric has kind of always been the pseudo fourth starter type, like with Pikachu for instance, and so I don't know if Game Freak would use it as a secondary type for a starter, but like I said, I think the fire fighting type is most likely anyway, so this is really just a backup option. And last but not least, Grookey was definitely the hardest of the three to figure out, but I actually feel pretty confident in saying that I think it could be a grass rock type. The reason I say this is because there could actually be an underlying theme of sports or athleticism with all three of the starters, not just Scorbunny, and we can see that Grookey has a stick that it likes to carry around, which could be reminiscent of a baseball bat or even a cricket bat, which would be more appropriate for the UK, and with a bat you naturally also have to have a ball, and since we already have a stick for a makeshift bat, a stone would work work perfectly as a makeshift ball, bringing in the rock type. Heck, we even see it banging the bat on a rock in the trailer, much like a baseball player would do on the mound as he is winding up for his pitch. And that brings me to my final point that I believe could further strengthen the idea of all of these types, and that's the fact that they could have actually all been hinted at in the trailer itself. In the trailer, we see Scorbunny running along some buildings and then sliding into the open grass below, both of which are very athletic moves that could represent the fighting type. When we first see Sobble, we see it basically go from being invisible in the water to making itself visible as it comes out of the water, with invisibility being a very mystical ability that could represent the psychic type. And then last but not least, we see Grookey, which in perfect fashion for a monkey is banging his stick on a literal rock, virtually hitting the nail on the head and putting it out there right in front of our faces that it will later become a rock type. And there we have it, everybody. That is what I think could potentially happen with the typings for the final starter evolutions in Pokemon Sword and Shield. While clearly anything could happen because it's Game Freak we're dealing with here, I really don't know if there's anything else that could be more likely than what I just suggested, so I will definitely be eagerly awaiting the reveal of the final starter evolutions as well as their types to see if I'm actually onto something here or if I'm simply way off base. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments below if you buy this whole idea for these types and if you'd actually like to see these types happen for the final evolutions. As always, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, as well as plenty of Sword and Shield content, as this is going to be the place to be for everything Pokemon Sword and Shield related. Also, you can check me out on Spotify if you'd like as well for my Pokemon remixes, and give me a follow on there, as any support there goes to directly support the channel here and is of course very greatly appreciated. With all of that being said though, I will be back with another video on Tuesday, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as it goes live. And with all of that being said, you know I love you guys, and I will smell you guys later.